Today, someone was asking me, Jackson, what is the difference between a single entry visit visa, and a multiple entry visit visa for a country, let's say, for example, like Canada? Now, a single entry visa means that once you make use of that visa by entering a certain country, let's say, for example, Canada, you will not have an opportunity to use it again. You'll just enter once, and once you exit, you'll not be able to use that visit visa again. But a multiple entry visa, on the other end, which again is the most considered a type of visa for people applying for visit visa, is a visa which allows you to have multiple entries into that country. But listen here, there is a difference and there is a catch, so that once you get this visa, you don't find yourself at crossroads. You don't know what it means. Once you get this visa, what basically it means that you can get into Canada, for example, get out and go in, but it might also mean that you'll go through the embassy. The circumstances differ, but it's what most people are considered for when they're applying for a visit visa, for example, for visiting a country like Canada or the US. That is what most people are considered for. But the single entry visa is always is an option which you can be given depending on the circumstances, on your personal circumstances. That will differ from person to person. So I will say this: continue applying for visit visas to these countries, for example, through conferences, or visiting family, or visiting children, or visiting your parents, and then make use of these multiple entry or single entry visa to look for other types of visas. Because then again, it doesn't mean that once you get a visit visa, it doesn't mean that circumstances cannot change. There can be many instances whereby it might necessitate you adjust your status, and that is by way of changing the visa you had initially applied for and gotten into Canada, and now you want to change to another type of visa. For example, a spousal sponsorship. Maybe once you get married to a Canadian citizen, you can adjust your status. You can adjust your visa to another type of visa, which again then changes the whole thing about why you are in Canada. So get the difference about these two types of visas. And once you get this visa, have this in mind. A visit visa allows you to stay for a maximum of 6 months in Canada, for example, and before the expiry of these 6 months, you can either exit, or you can have a change to your visa to another type of visa. Depends with which one you qualify for, which again might be a longer stay type of visa, which allows you to stay longer illegally in Canada. So don't get yourself in illegal kind of situations while you are on a visit visa. There are many avenues. Get information, because there's a lot of information nowadays which online. Don't stay illegally in a country, while there are ways you can change your visa to another type of visa, or extend the visa you have if you have valid reasons which are plausible, listenable. Something which the border officer can, or the IRCC officer can listen to and accept you and agree that you are allowed to stay for longer than the visa you had applied for. For example, for those people, let me give you an example. There are people who are in Sudan, and Sudan currently is facing challenges of war, and those people are being allowed to extend their stays in Canada and other countries. So if your country has a peculiar circumstance, or yourself as a person has peculiar circumstances, for example, you are very unwell, or the person you are going to visit is unwell, and they need your care, you can extend your visit visa or your stay. So thank you very much. Don't forget to watch another video in this channel. I just say that I want to come here and clarify the difference between a multiple entry and a single entry visa, and give you some information about these types of visas, because most people, it seems, they do not know when and how to adjust their status, and they end up overstaying these types of visa. I will do more videos about these types of visas, because there is a lot of information which again has been missing in our social media, and our people do not know. Thank you very much, and have yourself a good